to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening to all our wonderful viewers all over the world, and welcome to today's edition of Face to Face program, brought to you by your humble brother Prince Ewemade Concourse. Our topic for today is: should Nigeria consider the punishment of death and for corrupt leaders in Nigeria? That is our topic today. We have our value the watch from your office forever. As we hear from you, if you ask part of the program, should you consider death punishment for corrupt leaders? Yes, the essence of corruption in Nigeria is extremely concerning. In order to effectively combat corruption in our country, I firmly believe that we should contemplate, we should consider introducing the option of the death or death penalty for any officials found guilty . For them to embezzle public funds. We are going to use China. I'm going to use China as a case study on this program. The things in China range from life imprisonment to death sentence or death back again. So I'm going to show you something that shows exactly how Chinese government deals with corruption in their nation. In China, for example, and the corruption in China, domestic bribery, private to public, legal framework with definition of bribery. I'm sure you can see my screen. I'm not sure what's going on. It's not showing me again. I don't know if you can see my screen here, but yeah, the definition of bribery under Article my system because this is a very sensitive topic, like you all know. Because bribery and corruption that is so obvious in Nigeria that the blind man or a deaf person could easily sense it or hear it. Corruption is everywhere, but the rate in Nigeria is so alarming. And also, I'm going to show a program. I'm going to show a video clip where the founder of this wonderful organization, Dr. Edric Odorogie, and five years ago, spoke loudly about things that is happening in Nigeria. I will bet out 5 years after no answer is no. The only difference is we're still alive, adding our voice to the voice of those who are speaking from the dungeon of detention or speaking from from wherever that is being confined to as a result of speaking out against the bad governance in Nigeria. So I'm going to also play us a clip. So I'm not going to worry you too much about this topic today, but I strongly believe that we should reintroduce definitely as a way to serve deterrent for those who are coming. I would think they can come into public offices to come and embezzle public funds. But the reason we are where we are as a nation today is as a result of failed leadership, continuous embezzlement. Like I always say to people, whatever that is being looted from Nigeria on a daily basis, if they dare loot it in the United Kingdom or they dare loot it in US, Canada, or Australia, they will bankrupt within 3 months. I mean, I stand to be corrected on that, but this is the bitter truth. No matter how you look at it, whatever is being looked at on a daily basis in Nigeria, whether through oil theft, through minerals, illegal mine for mineral resources, whatever it is. So it's very, very sad. Let me just
the Federal of Nigeria. Frederick Moyman, the global leader of the European Commission for Democracy in Nigeria. Today, I want to add on
of you know this the European Coalition for Global Security and Democracy in Nigeria. That bet the global coalition because it became global. So this changed the name to global from European coalition to global coalition. So that because some of you are following our wonderful work over that 5 years. And we come from today we're going to as well. So let me
very, very special issues which urgent national concern. I am the Nigerians have agreed that the Nigerian state is breathing on official oxygen connected to a life support machine. I am here to speak on things that have been clear and continue to start by Messiah's embezzlement, Boko Haram, and what President Muhammad Buhari recently refers to as rebels from Libya. I stand Nigeria. I'm speaking today because most Nigerian public office holders have become very irresponsible, and it's time Nigerians became responsible. I am speaking on behalf of the future of my children, your children, our children, the new generation, and the future of their country, which is currently in comatose. All our presidents, from Ibrahim Baramosi Babangida to the current president, Muhammadu Buhari, they have destroyed our country. Please hear us in the spirit about Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi, Amadu Bello, Anthony Nauro, Funmilayo Ransome, Tafawa Balewa, great heroes from political independence. If you see Nigeria today and the type of rulers we have, you will not bother to fight for our independence. Believe that this is the same country that you labored for. Most of you even died from Nigeria. If you see Nigeria, you will see Nigerians living in squalor, deplorable and questionable conditions. Graduates riding murder. The unemployed and depressed are committing suicide. Pensioners are dying in the queue waiting for their monthly stipends. Children are living under trees, and children are used as suicide bombers. If you see Nigeria today, you will see dilapidated hospitals, rationed electricity supply, self-seeking politicians, changing political parties like women changing rapper just because they lack political ideologies. That is the Nigeria we have today. The politicians you left behind, they have looted trillions upon trillions of naira. That Transparency International has ranked Nigeria as the 148th most corrupt out of 180 countries evaluated. If you see Nigeria today, you will see a country that has become balkanized along ethnic and religious lines because the politicians you left behind now sponsor disunity and the destruction of our land. If you see Nigeria today, you will see the borrowing giants of Africa with over 11 trillion naira borrowed within the last 3 years. You will see a country that recently applied to the World Bank and others to borrow $300 million to fight mosquitoes and malaria. $300 million. You will see pregnant women slaughtered. Their unborn babies forcefully ripped out of their embryos. You will see and that is for in the blood of the innocent. You see today, you will see many Nigerians that become refugees in other countries with hundreds of thousands internally displaced within the confines of our country. Nigerian children now grow up in daylight in search of their parents, beheaded by unknown gunmen. You will see 10.5 million Nigerians out of school as reported by UNICEF. If you see Nigeria today, you will see and you will refuse to see. We have suffered and continue to suffer because of our sheepish silence all the time. Today was the status of people to either say no to political and economic slavery or yes to total freedom. We must decide to say no to the many, many years of subjugation or yes to emancipation. We must answer. And we must continue to live in penury or command the chains of national degradation to break. We all know that the way to save our country, Nigeria, for us, home and abroad, to embark on a total revolution now. We must restore ownership and pride of our country. And today is the day. The cancer of evil leadership must stop. This nonsense must be permanently stopped. Break. This chain against Nigeria must break. Nigeria will not break. But those that have chained us as a people, they will break. They are agents, and the agents of their agents, they will break. All of them. Yes, that chain that fell from after 27 years in prison, that chain that fell from Paul and Silas in prison of the evil king, that chain that fell in Zimbabwe in 2017 against Robert Mugabe, in 2017, that chain that fell in Gambia against Gambia after 22 years of disgraceful dictatorship, that chain that fell in Tunisia at the best of the Arab Spring, which ended 23 years. That chain that fell in Iran after the population of the Philippines broke their chain in 1996. The people said no. South Africans said no, and their chain was broken against Jacob Zuma's corruption. Their chains fell. The people said no. As the Jews must say no. The chain of bad leadership and human sacrifice. Nigeria must be free. We are too rich to be poor. Nigeria is too blessed to be cursed with bad leaders. We refuse to continue to be hopeful in hopelessness. Our movement is not a struggle. It is a battle without war. Nothing can stop us. Nothing can derail us. We must not allow our children to ask us what we did to change the situation after the Azikiwes have fought for our independence. The time has come to free ourselves from the shackles put upon the 180 million of us by less than 10,000 Nigerians. We know that freedom is not free. Therefore, we must fight for this freedom with every energy and every resources that we can muster so that we can live happily hereafter. This is our last battle as a people. This is our last battle as a people. We must decide today. We must begin all over again as a country. Enough of rulers. We're in need of leaders. True leaders who understand the nitty-gritty of governance, passion for service, and patriotism for country. In our lifetime, we must see the Nigeria of our dream. Some politicians must be permanently retired, and others must be prevented from gaining access to the corridors of power. We must end all forms of complaining, because the time has come for us to take our voices out of Facebook and WhatsApp onto national reconstruction. APC and PDP have failed. PDP has apologized, but they still keep the money that they looted in local and international banks. You cannot eat your cake and have your penny. PDP, your apology is grossly unaccepted. Let us do something now before APC will start to complain in the future after wasting our time and resources. We must prevent that future apology from APC. Stop promising me water, it is my right. Stop promising me electricity, it is my right. Stop promising me good roads, it is my right. Stop promising me dividends of democracy, it is my inalienable right. Stop promising me change. Change is my right. It's our collective destiny. It is a destination. It's not a political promise. I do not need to put off my TV or my telephone because I am preventing my children from seeing the terrible and horrible pictures of Nigerians butchered by herdsmen with throats cut open and intestines are bursting out from human bodies in Benue, Taraba, Delta, Yobe, Kaduna, Zamfara, all across the land. No. The day 19 persons, including 2 Catholic priests, were killed in Benue State, that was the same day that Senator Dino Melaye was arrested on allegations of criminal issues. What did the senators do? They closed the sitting, went to the hospital to visit him, but that was the same day that people died in Benue State. No senator, not the Nigerian president, not the vice president, nobody went to Benue to visit those persons.
I'm going to pause here, but I'm going to bring the video back again. Why we were just listening to the speech of the founder of this great movement, the Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. I was joined in the studio by my very own brother, Joe Dele Brown Arrow, all the way from Texas, United States. Let me bring him to the studio. Mr. Brown, how are you doing, sir? Happy New Year. Mr. Brown, you are welcome. You are live on the studio. Mr. Brown, can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
But I can hear you. Can you hear me? I think, but I can hear you. Can you take off your earphone? It might be your earphone. But I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, man.
I can hear you. Okay, I think he's having some technical issues with his connection over there. While we wait on him to join us back in the studio again, I'm going to continue with the clip. There's a place I want every Nigerian to hear directly from this.
They never visited and they never will.
Man that God has
These
sent.
rulers, they have lost touch with Nigerians. They concern themselves with only things that pertain to them. That is why a senator can have 6 mobile police officers attached to him or her, while the rest of us live in danger. Who give police escorts and convoys of vehicles to parliamentarians in Europe? For what? I can confidently say that the Nigerian government cannot provide the full names and the accurate number of Nigerians that have been massacred since the 1st of January 2018. I challenge the federal government of Nigeria. Tell us the full names of Nigerians that have been killed. Some are rotting away in the bush, unaccounted for. Fellow Nigerians, we kept quiet for too long. Too long!
Yes, we kept quiet for too long. I'm going to come back to the video again. I think my brother is back to the studio. Mr. Joe Dele Brown Arrow, Happy New Year, sir. How are you doing today?
Same to you. I'm pretty good. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Thank you. I'm doing all right. It's another new year, 2024. And as usual, we are back on this program. And the topic for today is, should Nigeria consider the punishment of death by hanging for corrupt leaders in Nigeria? That's our topic for today. What's your opinion on this, sir? Before I continue the video clip, and there's a particular session that I want every Nigerian home and abroad to hear directly from this wonderful man who has been an inspiration behind this broadcast. I want your opinion on that, sir.
Okay. I know I'm kind of late into the studio, but still, my opinion is that death penalty for corrupt Nigerians, politicians, civil servants, whatever, it is highly recommended, because that is going to be the only punishment that would deter people from corrupt practices. I support the death by hanging, because other nations that have practiced that have put that into practice, have succeeded in eliminating corruption to a minimal level. So if we do that, that will probably help to eliminate corruption in our country, in our nation, Nigeria. So
Thank
that's
you
why
so much.
for that idea. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your statement, sir.
Right, so because all this time our judicial system is also corrupt, and therefore it has not been working. So when people are being prosecuted and taken to court, they either they are afraid, even when they know that they are guilty of the corrupt practices that which they are being prosecuted because of the corrupt judiciary that we have. So therefore, we can no longer continue to rely on our judiciary. If there's a way we can bypass our judiciary, it would be nice. That I mean, unfortunately, it will still be the same corrupt judiciary that we pronounce sentences for death punishment to um, those who are found wanting, who are found guilty of corrupt practices. But still, again, it is going to be the best solution for now because we have tried other means. It is not working. So it is not working because again, the same corruption is not allowing it to work. So, but if we dare try it and we are able to, put it into practice, it will be the only deterrent for corrupt people of Nigeria.
Thank you so much. While you were just explaining to our audience, a question just came in from someone. He said, "Who will be administering the justice, and which chief justice and attorney general will be in charge? They are all corrupt, from the executive branch to the legislative branch to the judiciary." Yes, it is. It is very true. Who is going to be the person in charge? Who is going to enact that law in order for Nigerians to have the law that will stipulate or says that if you found one thing, whether it be public, official, or private, public or private, whatever, anything that has to do with the public fund, you will be sentenced to death or by firing squad. Let's take the China as a case study. Before you came in, actually talked a little bit about the China, whereby you either sentenced to life imprisonment or sentenced to death for corruption. That's why you see in China, the corruption is very minimal. Corruption is very minimal in China. But the thing is that when they come to Africa or come to Nigeria, they practice that corruption that they cannot practice in their own country. So because we enable them to do all this, again, who is going to be the person in charge of the judiciary in making sure that the laws is going to work effectively? What's your opinion on that, sir?
Okay, you see, when you just let me pick up a point that you just made. That when this practice, you are taking China up as a case study. As you said,
Yeah,
it is being practiced in their own country, but when they come to Nigeria, they also involved in corruption and they get away
true.
with it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This the reason why. Is the reason why they get away with it. If you, as a nation, have a law in place, whether you are a foreigner or you are a national of that country, you are supposed to obey the law, period. Whether you are a foreigner, whether you are a citizen, everybody's supposed to obey the law. But when a foreigner comes to your country and they see that, they will follow whatever practice that they make. That's what it is. So basically, you are not going to blame anything on the foreign nationals like Chinese people who come into the country and also join the corrupt system. If Nigeria happen to go to China, for example, I'm going to tell you this now, and you want to act the way they are acting here, and the law is binding on you over there. Remember that. So if you are found wanting of any corrupt practice, guess what? They are going to give you the same punishment that they are giving their own citizens. So the law has no respect for nobody, whether you are a foreigner or you are a citizen. As long as that law is in place, it's binding on you. So I just wanted to clarify that it is, you cannot blame the Chinese people who come to this country and join the corrupt system. No, you can't blame them. It is ourselves, it is Nigerians that is unable to put into practice the laws that is in place. So if the law was strict enough, if it was that rigid that says if you are found, with incorrect practices, that you're going to be put to death either by hanging or by firing squad. Yes, it will affect them as well, just the same way it will affect our citizens of Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, yes. When they come, the Chinese people come to Nigeria, whatever goes on in the system, that's what they're going to do. But when they go back to their country, they follow their own rules and their own laws that applies to them over there. Yes, the problem is we, the Nigerian, we, the people, the elected officials, the civil servants, they are the one that corrupted the system of the Nigerian system. So it's going to take, I think it's going to take a kind of drastic measure for us to be able to eradicate corruption. We might not be able to eradicate corruption completely, but to a bare minimum, whereby the system, everything will be working the way it ought to be, the way it is in your way, in the country you reside or where I reside as well. That is what we want. Because right now, with the rate of corruption, people being caught with billions and billions of naira, dollars, at the end of the day, nobody get prosecuted. I'm going to give you another example. If you, as an individual, you're transferring 20,000 US dollar to your account from Nigeria into United States account, are you aware your account will be flagged immediately? Your account will be flagged immediately. But if a politician is transferring $1 million from Nigeria to the US, that account will not be flagged. How do they do it?
No,
How
no,
do
no,
they do
that's
it?
not true. Yeah, that's not true. I don't believe that. I don't know. Have you seen anyone?
I'm telling you. So worried.
I,
So I'm going to use I'm so worried. Had an issue that they raised sometimes few years ago. He tried to transfer his money to his account in the US. It was flagged. He was asking the same question: how do the politicians move their money from Nigeria to a foreign account? How do they do it?
good, good. They must have a different way of moving their money. It is not because Showore's money was flagged, therefore the politicians' money is not flagged. No, that's not true. The Americans don't do that. No, the same law apply to everybody. As I just as I just explained, the same law that apply to you is the same law that apply to me, that apply to everybody as Americans. Now, here's the deal. That is unconfirmed information. I don't go with that unconfirmed information. Sure, is just an activist like you and I. So basically, he's going to act on maybe you cannot. There's no way. There's no case. There's no law of isolation in the U.S. No, it is the same flat law that apply to everybody. The politicians, Nigerian corrupt politicians, they may have.
I
I'm not
think
going to. They may have a way of moving their money. Which you and I
your
don't
line
know.
is your line is terrible. Okay, I think it's better now.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. So now what I'm saying is the corrupt politicians probably have a way.
Yeah, it's still breaking up. We can't hear you. It's just wobbling and wobbling.
Oh my God. Okay. I think it is. I'm back here in
Okay,
Nigeria, so
yeah, I
it,
think it's
it,
a little bit okay now.
it's probably the network issues in Nigeria. I'm sorry about that. Okay, but anyhow, if you can hear
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
what I want to
yeah,
try to
that's
say.
fine. Let me pause you for a minute. Let me
Okay.
continue the video clip. Then I'll come back to you
Okay.
again.
All
I'll
right.
just pause you for a minute. Just listen to this wonderful brother of mine.
Our national slogan is good people, great nation. Yes, but good people and a great nation can always be overcome by force if the good and the great continue to remain silent. Two reasons. Two reasons kept us where we are now as a people. Two reasons. The first reason is that we say, if I speak, I will die. If I don't speak, I will die. Let me just speak and die. No! I don't subscribe to that. Let's leave such statements for comedy. We're in a tragic situation. You spoke and you died because you refused to take action. You did not match action with your words. That was why you died. You were silent and you died because your silence killed you. I refuse to speak and die. We will not die. We will live to see the glory of God concerning what is said to do in our country. Wole Soyinka wrote, the man dies in all who keep silent in the face of tyranny. The second reason why we are where we are today as a country is because we, the people, we are silent to the point of, I can't pick a word for that. We're silent to the point of stupidity, including myself. How? For an oppressive system to succeed, 10% of the population must agree to promote and support oppression. These are the Nigerian politicians, their close family friends, and their circumference. Then 50% of the population must sit on the fence. These are the neutral ones. These are the ones that say, now waiting concern me, concern Nigeria matter. Now, because 50% refuse to do something because of their neutrality, they strengthen the 10% oppressors. That gives the oppressors 60% lordship. The remaining active 40% get weak because they feel that they are few in number. They become weaker when half of the 40%, that is another 20%, decide to join the other 60% because they collected money to sell their voters card, decided to become thugs for politicians whose children are abroad, or just because they decided to sell their conscience by killing for politicians to rig elections for them. That makes the oppressors to swell in number to 80%. Now, the remaining 20% are people like me and some of you who are watching, liking, and sharing this video. Now, we, the 20%, what do we need to do? Simple. We just need to take back our fellow Nigerians that are the 70% that join the 10% oppressors. Because our people have become wiser now due to the hunger and insecurity in the land.
Yes, let me come back to you again, my brother. Listen to some of the statements Frederick just made now, that we Nigerians were also part of our problem. We enable this so-called corruption that became a cancer in our society today. We are also part of the problem. What is your opinion on that, sir? You believe you and I and other fellow Nigerians are also part of this problem that we are facing today?
Of course, yes. We cannot exonerate any of us because in the face of corruption, I understand that there are some percentage of people who are not into corrupt practices, probably like you and I, because I will exonerate myself. I know I am not part of them, and I know you are not part of them. But that number is few. It's not a whole lot. But the thing is, for those of us who are few that are not included in the high ratio, the high percentage of those involved in corruption, that is the problem we are having. Because we are few, a lot of us are also scared. That we are scared to speak out. We are scared to to take the bull by the horns. We forget that those of us, our voices should be let out there. We should always come out to speak. Let's speak the truth to power. Let's tell those who are in the corridors of power the truth about it. But some of us, according to the video we're just watching, some of us also, collaborate with those corrupt people For example, those corrupt politicians have sent their children. We know that. We have the statistics. They have sent their children abroad. They have bought houses abroad. And then they secure their children out there. Their children go to school out there and all that. They come home and take out of the little that is left, the little percentage, and use them. And those people also allow themselves to be used as tools. They allow themselves to be used. We should stop that. The only few, the little number that is left, out of the corrupt, a number of people should not be, don't allow yourself to be used. Be, stand firm, be strong. Do not allow yourself to be used. So if we do that and we continue speaking rather than losing people, will be winning some of them. We'll be winning some of them back to us so that our percentage will now continue to increase. So it is because of the little percentage, the ratio, it is the dichotomy is wow, you know what I'm saying? So but basically we should continue to educate, enlighten our people that we should stand firm. We should not allow those who are already corrupt come into us, and corrupt the little number that is left. So that's what we need to do. We need to stand firm. We need to stand firm and defend our nation.
Thank
Our
you.
nation is a great nation. We do not want it to collapse or something as those corrupt people wishes.
Thank you so much. That takes me back to what I was trying to tell you earlier before you had some issues with your network. You see, when I cited Sowore, the issue is how do these corrupt politicians take the money from Nigeria to wherever they store this money, whatever bank say they keep this money? How do they transfer it? How do they move it? Do they take it with Ghana must go? Do they take it with them when they're traveling? How do they take millions and millions of dollars out of Nigeria? That is where we have the people that I personally call the enablers. The enablers, just like we have in Nigeria, people coming offshore to the Nigerian shore to buy oil from bunker oil, the bunker oil, the stolen oil, to come and buy from the IC, because our people enable them to do it. You cannot go to China and buy things illegally. You get caught, you go to jail. You cannot go do the same thing in the UK or in the United States. That is where the enablers come in. There's always enabler, people that enables them to get a way to do this thing. I use Sowore as a case study as well, because if an average man who does not have any link to the government wants to send money out of Nigeria, obviously it's going to get flagged. But when a politician who knows the intricacy and the know and the do's and how to transfer money or how to move money from Nigeria, they know the proper channel to follow. They also have the enabler on the other side, just like we have enablers in Nigeria. So I just wanted to clarify that, but I'm going to move away from that now. I'm
No,
going to
no,
put a video
sorry.
clip. I'll give you
Sorry,
time. I'll give you time to I'll give you
okay.
time to. I'll give you time. I'll come back to. I'll give you time to speak about that. Usually, this program normally lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, but today is I'm doing like a special session because of the video clip that I actually want Nigerian to see. I'll come back to you again in a minute.
opportunists who cannot engage in intellectual discussion. The time has come for us to use their weaknesses against them. No country in this world can endure what we have suffered in the hands of these common thieves and sponsors of thuggery, who call themselves honorable and excellencies. We must take our destiny in our hands today. The oppressors will never release us unless we, as a people, come together to seize what rightly belongs to us. We have been independent since 1960, but we have been enslaved economically and socially since 1970. Because Nigerian rulers have drained our resources. Past and present rulers, they must face the law and the people now. Judgment day has come. Nigerian presidents never probe former Nigerian presidents because they are not completely honest to Nigerians. For example, recently, the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, accused the Jonathan Goodluck administration of withdrawing 150 billion naira 2 weeks before the election. Did the government do anything after that? Nothing. We just heard. Do you know the drain on our economy for that singular action? When presidents of other countries are arrested for corruption cases, nobody talks about religion or region or political party or whatever. Nobody. Why must Nigeria be different? Why must we judge these petty executive criminals based on their tribe and religion? Why? Why must those that have stolen from us continue to walk free? We know presidents in different parts of the world who have been jailed for life, executed, even executed, mostly for corruption charges and other crimes against their country. President Philip Bogdan of Bulgaria, executed in 1945. Humala Olanta of Peru, jailed in 2017. Gatieri Leopoldo Fortunato of Argentina, jailed in 1983. Prime Minister Uvenda Ami Abbas of Iran, killed by firing squad in 1979. President Ricardo Martinelli of Panama, jailed in 2017. Prime Minister Omet Ehud of Israel, jailed in 2016. President Marcias Nguema Francisco of Equatorial Guinea was executed in 1979. President Socrates Jose of Portugal was jailed in 2014. Let's not go too far. In Ghana here, Jerry Rawlings, he executed 2 former heads of state, General Fred Akufo and General A.A. Afrifa, for corruption charges. In Nigeria today, those that were in power continue to recycle themselves against us and our resources. While Nigerians stupidly prostrate before them, calling them leader, I am lawyer. Which leader? Lawyer to what?
Yes. We're back again. You just heard some of the names that Frederick called out, people that have been executed for corruption in their various countries, and in our neighboring country in Africa, J.J. Rawlings of Ghana, how he flushed out corrupt leaders in the system. I'm going to give you the opportunity to add your voice and also a summary and give us your closing statement. I can hear you.
Yes, I heard all that. Now, the reason why those people were, either jailed or executed is because of a system that is in place that works. Our system doesn't work. That's what we keep talking about. Yes, the only people that can make it work again is us. Nigerians. Those people are able to make their system work. And that's the reason why you see after prosecution and those presidents were found wanting, they were either executed or jailed. But in our own case, there is nobody that is going to, you know, uh, execute the laws. So that's the problem that we have. You see, the reason why there's no end to it. So until we have a solid laws, constitution, reversed, because what we have right now, I can tell you 99.9% that it's not working because it's not working. If it was working, our judiciary should not be that porous and corrupt. No, the judiciary is is the last hope of the common man, as people say. But in Nigeria, it is not. It is not. It protects the corrupt and allow those who are not corrupt to get to be prosecuted. Our judiciary protects the corrupt people, no doubt about it. I can say that anytime because if you want a system to work, then you will have a corrupt-free judiciary. Because at the end of the day, the buck and with the judiciary. So they are the ones that actually to interpret this law and also recommend punishment for offenders. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, that is the reason why it is not working. In other places, the laws are allowed to work. But in our own country, Nigerians do not allow the laws to work. And who are those? I just mentioned the judiciary. Those that we give the opportunity, the privilege of being there as judges or whatever they call them, they are the ones that is, they do not handle that part well because when you get to them, they too they are corrupt. So that is the reason why it will never work. So if we're going to continue to, it's a circle, you know. We're just going to continue to, go around the circle, So basically, if we do want the system to work, that a system that will, enable those who are corrupt, who are found wanting to either be executed or jailed. If we want that to work, then we need an overhaul, a total overhaul of our constitution, whereby where our laws will be strong enough and hard for us to make for proclamations to be made. That's number one. Then number two, we should also make sure that those that are given the privileges as judges, up to the Supreme Court, they should also, we should, they should be examined. They have to figure out a way to make sure that they do not put those corrupt, elements, in that level. That's what we need to do as a people. Otherwise, it is going to continue on and on and on and on, over and over and over. So it will never end. There will be no end to it. So we need a strong constitution, strong laws that will free, allow people, the judiciary to do their job, and then whoever is found wanting and they are jailed or sentenced, the punishment, whatever punishment they give to them, we should allow it to work. If we do not allow it, we are back to where we were before. So that's on my closing statement. I want to say that the issue of corruption in Nigeria is insurmountable. The thing is it's just unfortunate that we do not allow the laws, allow the system to work the way it is supposed to be. And again, those of us, the few numbers that are not into the corrupt practices in Nigeria, we should also stand firm and continue to defend, the masses, so that they will not the downtrodden, so that they will not continue to oppress us. That oppression is what is killing us, even though we are no longer, or we are independent. Let me say that we are independent, but technically we are not. So we are still dependent. Those people are who are occupying the positions of power in Nigeria. They are holding us bound. So we are still under chains. We're still on that change. Those are the people until we free ourselves. Until we free ourselves. How do we free ourselves? Is by speaking out. Let us speak. If you see anybody that is corrupt, say it. Tell them that you are doing the wrong thing. You are doing the wrong thing. The only way we can free ourselves is to speak out. Do the right thing at the right time. Do not allow people to oppress you. No, don't allow people to oppress you. I understand that, if they oppress you, they can get away with it because they have the power, they have the money, or whatever. They have the power and they have the money. Because all the money they have stolen is in their pocket to fight against you. But don't allow that to happen. Let us continue to resist their attempts,
Thank
to
you so
oppress
much.
us.
Thank you so much, my brother. I think let me just quickly take some few comments that I just saw now. One is online. It said from Rachel Osazua. Good afternoon, Mr. Frederick, and hello everyone. Thank you, Mr. Osazua. Then I also have a few comments on WhatsApp. Beloved brother, it go hard for Nigeria or Africa country. Oh. The West are not going to allow their tools of destruction to be hanged. They need our oppressors to be constantly keep our economy inferior to theirs. Then another one, let me see. He said it is better that the only way it is better. That is the only way to reduce the corruption epidemic. Another thing is to carry out the sentence effectively. Good evening. Yes, my fellow Nigerians and fellow countrymen. Yes, the rate of corruption in Nigeria is very alarming. We cannot continue like this. This is not the kind of country that we wish to bequeath on our children or the future generation. So what do we do? I'm using this opportunity to call on every activist, irrespective of the social or political group that you belong to. It is time for us to start advocating for death penalty or firing squad. It is time for us to bring back firing squad in Nigeria system. That is the only way we can get sanity into the system. Let's, like my brother said, Dr. Frederick, JJ Ghana, JJ Rollins of Ghana did it in Ghana successfully, and everybody saw the outcome of how Ghana was transformed. Even though today they are still, here and there fighting corruption, but it's not to the level, the kind of corruption that we have in Nigeria. So, in a nutshell, we need some kind of hard sentence, some kind of drastic law to eliminate, not eradicate. We are not going to be able to eradicate corruption in Nigeria. Yes, I'm an optimistic person. I'm also pessimistic as well. But for us to reduce it to bare minimum, whereby money made for education, money made for healthcare, money made for different part of things, different things that need to be done in the system, will be actually utilized for that purpose. Because it is corruption that is killing everything in Nigeria. As we speak, everybody is jackpotting from Nigeria. Who are they jackpotting? What are they going to live in the country for? When those who have spent 20, 30 years in the Western world wish to come back to Nigeria. So my fellow countrymen, activists all over the world, Nigerians most especially, I am calling on you, using this opportunity to call on you. It is high time we start advocating for either death sentence or firing squad to corrupt politicians. Until my next program, same time, same place, I look forward to seeing you guys again. My brother Joe, always nice having you on my program. Thank you, sir, and stay blessed.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.